Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is from the CBN. I'm William Misidada. Insurance is one of the 5 key strands of financial inclusion in Nigeria, and while other strands like savings, payments, pensions and credits have made strides, with numbers of financially excluded population with access to these products and services increasing over the years, access to insurance in Nigeria has remained low. According to the biannual Access to Financial Services Survey, insurance penetration has remained at an average of 2% of the total adult population over the past 2 years. What is responsible for this very poor performance, and what is the solution? Stick around to find out from the interview segment on today's program. We also have a report on the unveiling of the very first maize pyramids in Nigeria under the CBN Anchor Borrowers program for you in the news segment, as well as other top stories, plus the voice of the people on the risks and insurance policies in Nigeria. First, let's bring you the top stories from the Central Bank of Nigeria this week. The Central Bank of Nigeria during the week organized a 2-day fair which held simultaneously in Enugu and Anambra states in a continuous effort to sensitize the public on how to access funding for their businesses through the various economic intervention schemes of the bank. Acting Director, CBN Corporate Communications Department, Mr. Osita Nwanisobi said the fair, which began on Tuesday with the theme Promoting Financial Stability and Economic Development, was also meant to educate the public on their rights as consumers. Nwanisobi expressed concern over the show of indifference by business owners in the Southeast in accessing several credit facilities of the Apex Bank, stressing that the facilities are open to every eligible Nigerian who need not know anyone in order to benefit. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced that its Naira for dollar scheme for Diaspora remittances, which was originally scheduled to end on May the 8th, will now continue until further notice. The CBN Trade and Exchange Department conveyed this information in a letter to all deposit money banks, international money transfer operators, IMTOs, and the general public on Wednesday. The CBN Naira for dollar scheme was introduced on March the 5th to drive diaspora remittances by paying 5 Naira for every $1 received through CBN licensed IMTOs as remittance inflow. All aspects of the operationalization of the scheme remain unchanged, and the CBN has asked for compliance from the deposit money banks, DMBs, and international money transfer operators, IMTOs. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Emefiele, has urged youth in Nigeria to embrace agriculture, declaring the bank's readiness to offer them necessary support, while also reiterating the bank's opposition to the importation of maize. Mr. Emefiele made the declaration in Katsina State on Thursday, May the 6th, during the unveiling of the very first maize pyramids and flag-off of the 2021 maize wet season farming under the CBN Maize Association of Nigeria Anchor Borrowers program. He said the youths could leverage on their talents and technological tools to improve farm productivity and delivery of agricultural produce to markets.
In pursuance of the 5-year plan of the leadership of the Central Bank to support economic diversification with emphasis on the agricultural and manufacturing sectors, this event symbolizes our commitment towards enabling self-sufficiency in maize production by 2022 in Nigeria.
With more than 50,000 bags of maize on display here at the event ground and others aggregated across the country, the CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, is confident that farmers can meet the country's maize demands. Mr. Emefiele wants all stakeholders to sustain the current effort to galvanize agricultural production to meet the requirements of Nigerians' growing population, and stress that the nation could not continue to dwell in the neglect of the past years if the national target of self-sufficiency in food production were to be realized.
Any attempt by anyone to import maize into Nigeria will continue to be frustrated by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The maize available on this ground will be sold to reputable feed processors. This will in turn impact positively on current poultry feed prices, as over 60% of milk produced in the country are used for producing poultry feed.
Representing President Muhammadu Buhari at this ceremony is the Governor of Kebbi State, Senator Abubakar Bagudu, who assures farmers of government resolve to stem security challenges and provide adequate support.
Financing is no longer a problem for those involved in the Nigerian agricultural value chain. Over the last 6 years, fertilizer as a major and key input is no longer an issue to our farmers. Uptake arrangements exist, commodity associations have sprung up, processing companies have sprung up to the extent that primary producers do not have to worry about finding market. We are not satisfied with just producing 20 million tons. We want to do more so that not only Nigeria can produce more and create more jobs and more income, but Nigeria will compete with other countries in the world in the maize value chain.
The Maize Association of Nigeria, through its president, Mr. Bello Abubakar, says the association has recorded 80% loan recovery rates since taking part in the Anchor Borrowers Program 4 years ago, calling on its members for improved loan recovery for others to benefit.
We've been working with the state government to provide land, but most importantly is partnering with the research institutes. The research institute in Zaria has just recently released a seed that can do 8 metric tons per hectare. We typically do between 3 and 5 metric tons per hectare. So we're going to be partnering with them in 2021 to look at how we can multiply those seeds and then eventually use the same size of land to double output. So we're partnering with all the stakeholders in the maize agri space, not just the research institutes, but also the seed suppliers, seed co, value seeds and others who provide seeds to the various farmers, to look at how we can improve productivity, which is one of the key things that the governor has asked the development finance team to really do in 2021. Use the same size of land, and almost double productivity and then output so that we can meet the demand not only for maize, rice and other staple crops that we produce in Nigeria.
Up until a few years ago, Nigeria produced far less than it consumed, spending up to $22 billion annually on importation. Then came the import policy by the federal government. Now, to survive, the nation must learn to be self-sufficient. And so far, we are on the verge of achieving this through the intervention of the Central Bank of Nigeria and other stakeholders in support of local farmers and efforts of value chain entrepreneurs. Now, the goal of creating 10 million jobs in 5 years through 10 commodities is gradually being actualized. Let's buy Nigerian to grow Nigeria.
You're welcome back if you're just joining us. This is from the CBN. Insurance offers some degree of protection against various kinds of risks, be it risks to personal well-being or businesses. We are looking into microinsurance today. But before we bring you the interview we had with an industry expert, let's hear the popular opinion on insurance policy.
So the idea of insurance is good. I mean, the law requires that one has certain kinds of insurance. I have insurance on my vehicle. I have comprehensive insurance, which is going beyond the law. I have health insurance, which is a very great relief, I can tell you, for myself and my family. I am into construction, so I have the workmen's compensation and all those kinds of insurance that are required in the construction industry, which kind of secures you.
I think insurance should be able to protect one against real estate, fire insurance, kind of. That is when you have a property and then you have to pay an amount of money majorly call the premium at a particular time, then I think insurance companies should be able to cover for such risk when it happens. So that's what I think insurance companies should be able to do.
I think when it comes to insurance, I personally, I'm speaking for myself, I don't do anything insurance for now because let me use the word that I have not been able to really go into it, to check on them, to really see how they operate and so on. But for those people who have been doing it, and I think I have one or two persons who are into it, I think they have been speaking good of them. I don't have much to say on this because I have not been partaking on it. But I believe with this interview now, I will want to check on them.
I prefer life insurance. Are you getting me now? Because this life is a risk. This life particularly is a risk. When you are into any business, it's a risk. Everything in this life is a risk. Are you getting me now? That's why someone needs to do life insurance.
If you lose your job, so meanwhile before you get another job, within 6 months, the policy, they will be giving you something at the end of the month. At least it will sustain you and your family for a minimum of time before you get another job. I think it's a welcome development. It's a good one.
Definitely, to an extent, insurance can reduce the height of risk we face for properties and for life and other things. And secondly, the kind of insurance policy everybody would prefer assurances, but then it's quite expensive. So how about we do a kind of insurance that covers us for a period of a year for a start? That kind of insurance that help us save our money, not until when something bad is going to happen, then you like pick up money back. Insurances that act like a savings policy.
Insurance can mitigate risk, but not up to 100%.
Now, if you need to pick up an insurance policy, which one will be topmost in your mind?
Life assurance.
Life assurance.
Insurance can help on type of life. Are you getting me? Because where this life now is very dangerous. When you get a car now, if you get accident without insurance, you will not be okay. You get me? When your house is born without any good insurance, you are not be okay. Life insurance is very important. But without life insurance, if you die, you just finish. When you get to life insurance, even if you die, your family can benefit from insurance.
I don't really know much about the policies of the insurance we have, but I do know that in their own way, they are helping us one way or the other. Because by the time, if you have a life insurance and then probably something happens to you, you have an accident or something bad happened, you know you're falling back to something. You know you're not starting from square one. You know you have somebody that has your back. You know you have a backup plan, so to say, so that you can leverage on to rise back on your feet.
There is a risk and you fall into any risk, the insurance is there for you to fall back on so that it will lift you out of whatever disaster or risk you are involved in. My life is more important than any other thing. If it is car, it's only somebody that is alive that could use a car. But if anything happens to my life, that's the end of it. What happens to my dependents? So I'll go for life insurance.
For me, I would go for an insurance that that would give me the maximum time. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. For example, there are some persons when they retire, some insurance tell you they pay you for so number of years, while some will say they pay you for life. So in this case, I will go for that kind of insurance that pays me for life.
The advantages of using insurance is that, like, for example, if you use a car, if you are under insurance, if anything happened to your car, maybe accident or it was stolen or anything, insurance is the one to responsible for it if you are under insurance. And disadvantages is that most of times most of times you just pay insurance and nothing happen to you, to your property, your car or anything.
Well, as usual, we had mix of opinions there. The Central Bank of Nigeria has called for collaborative efforts among microfinance banks in order to promote microinsurance as a tool for deepening financial inclusion. CBN Deputy Governor of Financial Sector Surveillance, Mrs. Aisha Ahmed, at a recent event in Lagos said microinsurance is an important financial service which is a vital tool towards attaining a higher level of inclusion within the Nigerian microfinance subsector by helping to secure micro-businesses. Mr. Habib Adeokun is the MD CEO Mkobo Microfinance Bank. He spoke to us earlier on this issue. How is microinsurance different from the traditional form of insurance that we all know?
Okay, so microinsurance is different from traditional insurance that we all know, because microinsurance is targeted at the bottom of the pyramid. So these are people that are financially excluded, basically that ordinarily will not access or think of getting an insurance. So this was specifically designed to basically target them, so that one, is affordable, and two, it actually fits and meets the needs of this set of people, basically. So in Nigeria, the most popular sort of insurance that most people have generally is motor insurance. Because obviously, if you're driving and then you're stopped by the police, then one of the things that you are asked is insurance. So that tends to be the most popular. So other form of insurance, which is quite popular in sort of like developed nations, like health insurance, which is which is a bit more popular in Nigeria now, due to the HMO, which is now obligatory for all businesses to basically have HMO for their staff, basically. So yeah, microinsurance is basically targeted at the bottom of the pyramid, so that they can access it, basically.
Okay, now having cleared that and having clarified that, what policies or risks do microinsurance cover?
Most of it mainly tends to be health as well. So I'm aware of some insurance companies now that basically target, the most common ailments like malaria, for example, or and things like that most people tend to get every day, because one of the biggest things that we do in Nigeria is self-medicate. Basically, so a lot of the microinsurance that I'm aware of first start with health insurance first, and I think the next thing then that we can start looking at is then maybe life insurance, because then that's the next thing. Because if you have like the breadwinner pass on, then who is going to look after the excuse me? If you have the breadwinner pass on, or anything happens to the breadwinner, then the life insurance will then be of benefit to the family, basically, if they get like a payout.
Insurance is one of the 5 key strands of financial inclusion in Nigeria. As we have been discussing, it has remained on a very low level of 2% penetration. That is ridiculously low, considering the population of Nigeria. Why is that so?
I think there are a few things. I think one of it is two things. One of it is education. I think that's one of the things. A lot of people are still not aware of the benefits of insurance. They're not aware of it. And also the insurance companies have not really done a very, very good job in promoting it as well. Because when you think about it, if you're looking at microinsurance, maybe for it to be is affordability as well. One of the other main thing, affordability. Because let's look at the Iyoloja as an example now. Iyoloja, she makes maybe 5K a day in profit. Yeah. And you want to insure that kind of person, health insurance, you'll probably be looking at maybe, I don't know, 5K a month, roughly. So, I mean, the person that's been insured has to basically look at what is does the benefit outweigh the short-term gain that she's looking at? Because, in Nigeria, the money you have in your hand is better than something that's going to be coming in the future. So I think, again, it's our perception of insurance and the benefit of it. So there's a whole range of education and orientation that needs to be done before this thing can really take off a lot. So there's a lot of things that needs to be done. Is the education, is the orientation, is the affordability, and it's, again, people realizing that we all got, especially for life insurance, Nigeria, if you say that, you insure your life, or in case you die, they say, no, God forbid, not me go die. You understand? So it's things like that people we are superstitious as well. So again, that goes to the orientation as well. So it's a whole lot of that. But with technology coming up now, and some fintechs now looking at microinsurance, I believe that with education it will start increasing and that's why a lot of people are starting with the health, because health is one of the biggest things. Once we can get the health done and people get used to paying that premium. And you know that in the past as well, insurance you pay annually. So it's just now that people are finding other ways of doing it on a monthly basis, so that it's not affordable. And then there are some that are even looking at doing it on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So I think those are the key things. So those are the key things that need to be put in place to make it more affordable, more affordable, and also make it easier, more accessible as well. So you can use USSD as an example for people to actually subscribe. It doesn't have to be a smartphone. You don't have to go to an office. So with technology, we're probably going to find that this is going to start increasing slowly, and we'll cover.
All right, microinsurance in other countries that have seen a success out of it have employed different models, like a partner agent model, provider driven, and so on and so forth. And I think that is the more reason why the Central Bank of Nigeria wants microfinance banks in the country to tap into this unmined area of microinsurance and come up with innovative ideas to offer microinsurance to Nigerians. How can this be properly harnessed by microfinance banks?
So, a lot of microfinance banks do provide existing services to the bottom of the pyramid, or more the MSMEs and micro businesses in Nigeria. So what microfinance institutions or banks need to do then is to come up with products that are beneficial or that will benefit to their customer base. So you can start with the low-hanging fruit, which is basically ensuring that if you basically extend loans to a business, you ensure that they take as part of it. You ensure that they take on the business insurance, which basically covers them against fire, theft. Because if they can't, if anything was to happen to their business, obviously it affects their ability to repay the loan. So you can start with that. And once they get used to that, and they see the benefit, because if someone's business gets robbed or whatever, and they see the benefits, the claim, and then the insurance pays off their loan or whatever it is that they are entitled to, then one can then start incrementally introducing other beneficial insurance to them. You can say, oh, you have a family, because you understand when you're doing your application process, you understand their customer profile. Do they have a family? Do they have children? And then you can start looking at how you can then introduce other sorts of insurance products to them. So it's not going to be something that's going to happen in one day. It's basically a deliberate process that insurance companies basically need to put in place and ensure that they're educating. And you can also do education. The same way that we educate customers in terms of loan, how to run their business, how to better manage their finances, cash flow and stuff like that. We can then include like a curriculum to insurance, the benefits of insurance. And then that will help them understand why they should get insured and what the benefits are. And we increased education and awareness, then people will be more likely to then take on this product and subscribe to it. So I think that's what microfinance can do, and the benefit to them is obviously there's it protects them in terms of their product, and then they have other products that they are selling to those people, which can then help their bottom line as well.
All right, having discussed all those issues regarding microinsurance. We hope that in the next, say, couple of years, when we'll be talking about microinsurance in Nigeria again, we would have witnessed an improved level of acceptance in the country. Many thanks for your time. We will leave it there for now. Thank you for sharing your time and your insights with us.
Thank you.
Aha, you want to call the number? Oh yeah, wait. Oh yeah, 0.
No, now. Stop it.
What? I'll call you back. What?
Stop writing on the Naira.
It's just 500 Naira.
No matter the denomination, the Naira is not a sheet of paper to be written on or crumpled. It is Nigeria's legal tender currency. The Naira should not be abused by being sprayed or danced on at parties. The Naira is not a shelf item to be sold or bought along the road or at social events.
So how will I celebrate with people when I go for their parties?
You can simply put your monetary gifts inside envelopes and present to the celebrants.
If I choose to spray encore?
You could go to jail for 6 months or pay a fine of 50,000 Naira or both.
For real?
I
didn't know that.
Now you know. Spread the message. The Naira is a symbol of our national identity. Let's safeguard its integrity. Don't abuse the Naira.
This message is from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN.
That's the program this week. Do log on to the website of the Central Bank of Nigeria using www.cbn.gov.ng or locate a CBN branch office near you to find out about the people-oriented financial initiatives of the Apex Bank. Call the CBN contact center using the phone line below for your valid complaints. Remember, local rates may apply. Send in your comments and contributions to the email address from the cbn@gmail.com and follow us on the social media for updates and uploaded episodes of the program. I'm William Isidada. Stay safe and bye for now.